Okay, let's see, that way. That shows promise. Yeah, maybe able to reuse this. Oh, wait a minute, there it goes, it's gonna break. Yeah, this thing's been out here for years, it's rusted. But it's coming right off. You can see right there is where that clamp pulled it down. And it some kind of don't want to move. It'll go about that far. And that's all that little pipe wrench wants to do. Went and got serious pipe wrench. I could turn it pretty easy with that. And after a bunch of time up here on this ladder, pulling and wiggling and thinking about that thing popping off and me coming off this ladder and landing somewhere over there, I've managed to get it free. And when I went and got the rubber mallet, I was actually seeing stuff happen here. So, let's see. There we go, folks. Success. Whew. I think that's probably going to be the most difficult part of this entire project. Because once I get this cowling out of the way, I can get into that. Well, the cowling came right off. It's 4 simple bolts. That's what I was struggling with trying to get to here. Cowling was right up against it. This thing's adjusted up. That's broke. Oh well. Get to play with the welder. Yeah, that's broke. Have to fix that. Piece right there is broke. But this is what's such a joke. How can you slide this up and down this slide to adjust this belt that's so loose when you got something fixed here that ain't gonna let you do it? Anyhow, see, that looks like it might be the same size I'm using here. Nope, 9/16. Well, get right side. No, I think I left them laying right over here. Yeah, I did. Alright. That. Might be time for a little bit of cleanup on the top of the little motor here. Alright, let's see. 9/16. Tool here. Ratchet here. And here. And here. Oh, what are you, metric? Oh, you rounded off from where I tried to get on you a while ago. Get on there. There. Well, I've got a homemade mess here. Got some kind of spacer thing here. This looks like something I would have done, you know, of course I wouldn't have done that, but if I'd have had a long bolt, I'd have gone in the toolbox and found me some spacers to make it work. I always like to try to use what I got in the toolbox somewhere. Yeah, go to the ground, I always do. There you are. Well, I was able to slip the belt around the fan and get it off. So far, the most difficult part of this job has been getting that muffler off. Yeah, you see that dent right there in that pipe. Well, over here hanging in the tree is my freshly painted first coat on my muffler. I was able to get it off without destroying it or damaging it, so I'll be able to put it back on. Well, after running all around to several different part stores, I found this. It's a 1/2 inch shorter than the belt that was on here. not by measurement, but by the numbers and what they said here based on the numbers. The guy actually got a magnifying glass and found the number on that old belt. That kind of shocked me. But the other thing that shocked me, and I hadn't bought belts in a long time, this thing was $31. Oh well, you gotta pay what you gotta pay. Now, fighting this thing back in there is gonna take a while. I'm glad I didn't try to video that. But there it is. I got it on. When I pull on it like this, and I set the cowling back on it and checked it with this pulled tight, I've now got clearance to where I'm not hitting the cowling with it. So the 1/2 inch shorter belt is going to work, and that's a good thing, because if I'd have had to go a full inch shorter, which probably, I've still got some room back here, may not have been able to get it on there. And then the other thing was I'd have to drive to Raleigh to get it. I don't want to drive to Raleigh today. But this was interesting. You're just going to slip it over each fin of the fan. Well, I started slipping it over the wrong way, and I ended up with the whole belt in between the fan and the radiator, which was kind of confusing and kind of funny. And I stood there and looked at that, and I said, that's not what I wanted to achieve. So I just pulled the belt back out in between two blades and rethought it and said, oh, you were doing the same thing you were doing when you took the old belt off. You need to go from the other direction. So yeah, I busted my hand. So I figured it out and fought it around there and got it in there. Had to laugh. But it was kind of a fight. Still, the hardest thing so far was getting that muffler off. But looking at it and the way it lines up, I just need to take and drill another hole that size to actually become tangent with that hole, and then file the point side of it, and I believe it'll be fine. Yeah, I'm gonna fix that. Alright, just a tiny piece left. I can get a blade in there and cut that out. With the new vise, that's good and tight. And this is an old favorite jigsaw, but it's going to be awkward here. So I expect it to jump around a little bit, and I'll just have to manhandle it. Ow. Yeah, this thing comes with a handle. Alright. Alright, let's go get the bolt that goes in that and see if it'll actually slide up and down that slot. That went like that. Okay, and so that'd be there. Alright, put that back on first. This was what was on that. There was no washer on that thing. I think I'll get him one. He ought to have a washer on him. Lock washer. Good idea. Alright, I'm in the shop. Lock washer. So, come up here to this pile of wonderful and useful stuff. And I think it's gonna be... No, you're too small. You are just right. Alright, lock washer. Now, put you back on there. Oh yeah, that's gonna be sweet. Be like it's supposed to be. Now let's get that tight. Thank you. Tight. Man, that was a fight. What was the deal with that? But it's on there now. Alright, you are, let's see, wrench. You are tight. And I know that bottom one was tight because I pulled on it big time. Alright, now, this back tight. Okay, that's tight. Well, it's all back on there. Good. That was so much fun. Alright, don't touch any of that. Leave it alone. Don't mess with it. You didn't touch it. Alright. Jackpot. Now, this Alternator thing crank. Probably not. Nope. Yeah, that wind's cutting cold brutal out there. I started on this at about 10 o'clock this morning. I had a good hour and 45 minutes running around the different